Hey guys, it's Spaces Sims, and we are back with more Winter's Wish, continuing our adventures, getting to know our love interests a little bit to decide what district we want to work in. So we've met everybody, but we didn't have time to run into Kuga, so we're going to do that now. So, all right, that's one person I've talked with. To meet with the other person, where should I go next? I think we should go to the row house. You think? Yeah, you know what? Let's do that. If I'm going to look for someone, I should go visit the row houses. Upon deciding that, I continued walking down the street. There are children playing. Everyone seems to be having fun. And in the back, the mothers are socializing. I wonder if they're in the middle of doing housework. Compared to the other districts, it really feels like people are living here. There seems to be a temple school and a dojo, too. Temple school, an educational institution that teaches reading, writing, and arithmetic to children of commoners. That's probably why it feels more comfortable here than in the other districts. There's a lot of people gathering over there, too. Let's go check it out. And what are you doing here? You know, it's our boyfriend, so. Just as I turned around, someone lightly tapped me on the shoulder. Startled, I looked up and saw Kuga standing there. Kuga, thank goodness I found you. What? You were looking for me? And weren't you deciding on your assignment with the captains? Well, yes, but I wanted to talk with the members of the Oniwaban before deciding. What were you doing just now, Kuga? Patrol, of course. My cover job is working as a castle watchman. Castle watchman, a job title within samurai families, an organization within the Edo Shogunate civil service that carries weapons and guards their lords. Okay. Castle watchman? A castle watchman is typically a samurai who defends the castle and daimyo mansions, but I'm the exception and I'm in charge of defending Castletown. It's similar to a patrol officer, but patrol officers have more limits on what they can do. However, as a castle watchman, I can keep my privileges as a samurai while also freely working in the Oniwaban. Wow, that's very convenient. If that's the case, wouldn't it be easier for everyone to operate as a castle watchman? Not necessarily. Unless we have someone close to the townsfolk, we'll be missing a lot of information. At the end of the day, I'm a samurai. It's difficult for me to pry too deeply into the townfolk's lives. And this is especially the case in places like the entertainment district. That's why we need people in jobs other than samurai. I see. It's true, talking to a samurai is nerve-wracking, so it would probably be difficult to engage in light conversation. Truth be told, I also tensed up when I first met Tominari. But there's one advantage to remaining a samurai, even in public. What is it? I can always carry a sword. While saying that, Kuga placed his hand on the two swords at his waist. A wakizashi? Wakizashi and a tachi. The wakizashi is one thing, but carrying a tachi was only allowed for samurai and those of higher standing. We vessels cannot use the snow sacrament without a sword, but as I have one, I can deal with Blightfall immediately. Aside from me, I assume you saw the two from Samurai Town who also carry swords as samurai. So how do the other Oniwaban fight when the Blightfall appears? If they possess a wakizashi, then they deal with it as such. If they're in a situation where they lack even that, then they use a nearby helper's sword to fight. So, in order for assignments to run smoothly, we need both samurai and civilians. It would kind of almost then make more sense that, like, each area would have a samurai and then a normie. You know what I mean? Because then they'd kind of be paired up if Blightfall happens. They'd, like, you know what I mean? But you got, in the entertainment district, you ain't got nobody with weapons. Unless they're hiding. Then they got daggers strapped to their thighs, for all we know. So that's how it is. In my conversation with Kuga, I felt my understanding of the Oniwaban deepen again. But I still had one particular question. So if I officially joined the Oniwaban, does that mean I should also be training?
Why would you?
I was told there's no need for me to fight, but I think I might be a hindrance if I don't train.
Oh, that's what you meant.
What do you mean?
There's no need to worry. I'll always protect you. Hi, okay.
What? Those words were so unexpected and could have easily been mistaken as a confession of love.
I mean, I'll take it. All right.
It was the first time a man had ever said something like that to me, and my heart beat faster. But then...
You're our only Hakuseki, aren't you? We cannot lose someone as important as you.
You're like, how?
What's wrong? Why are you making such a strange face?
No, it's nothing. That gave me a shock. Of course that's the reason. I knew it would be, but that was a little bit embarrassing. After talking for a little bit with Kuga, we parted ways. After successfully meeting with Yoichi and Kuga, I started walking toward the Oniwaban base. It's already this late. I should hurry back. But Ito has so many streets that look the same. I'm not sure which to take. Was it this one? Yeah! Oh no, I wasn't paying attention and I crashed into someone. I apologize. Are you all right? No, it's my fault. I'm sorry for spacing out. That's my line. Look, we have new best friend. The person I crashed into head first appeared to be a woman. She stumbled slightly, but looked at me with a steady gaze. Huh. But as soon as my eyes met hers, the woman appeared shocked. In that same moment, I also felt something like nostalgia spreading from the bottom of my chest. Could she be... Spacey? Huh? It really is you, Spacey! It's been so long! The woman hugged me tightly with tears in her eyes. Her threads, which represented shock and bewilderment at first, gradually turned into a loving pink. Taken aback by her sudden actions, I could only stand there in surprise. I never thought you'd grow so big! You're practically a young lady! You were still a child the last time I saw you! Your hair whirl is right where your bangs are! Right, you have your hair whirl here! You have your hair whirl here, wow. It was always so difficult to comb your hair for you! Like a cowlick? Like, she obviously used to help take care of us, maybe? It's so funny because she doesn't seem like she's older than us, but I'm assuming she's supposed to be. Okay, we have eyes like twice the size of hers, so maybe that's the giveaways. Like, we have giant eyes, and her eyes are slightly more narrowed, so there we go. That's how she's older. I figured she was our age when we bumped into her, but okay. She clearly knew information that only I should know. In that instant, I pried the woman off of me. Of course, not to make her go away, but to get a good look at her face from the front. Are you Maharu? That's right. You finally realized it's me. You turned me into a form folk when I was just a simple obi cord. You remember this obi cord, don't you?
Oh my god.
I was like, I was wondering if we created one of the boys. No, we made her. Okay. How fucking adorable. That's... As soon as I saw the obi cord Maharu had, a vivid scene played in the back of my mind. In the past, I broke the village rule and turned my favorite obi cord into a form folk. How cute.
Munenori, could you come here next? I want to check the soil conditions. All right, I'm coming.
I knew there was something different about you when you saved the village's crops. If you weren't around, Mune, I wouldn't have even known how to plow my own fields.
That's an overstatement. I'm only doing what anyone else would.
Oh, come now, don't be so modest. At the time, Father was still healthy and alive. Father was well liked by the people of the village and was always the center of attention. Now that I thought about it, they still gave me supplies even when I was ostracized because Father had contributed so much to the village. I always secretly watched from inside the house, sulkily playing with my obi cord. Father sure is popular. I wish I could become like him. But all my friends hate me now because of the threads. So we made a new one. Okay, so she probably is roughly our age because I don't think form folk age. Suddenly, bright threads poured out from the obi cord I was playing with. The obi cord fell from my hands and floated gently up in the air, almost as if it was being fished up by a thread from the ceiling. At the same time, light began to gather around the obi cord. It morphed and squished like clay and began to take on the form of a human. At first, it turned into a child no bigger than me, then into a mature adult man, and finally... "Hello there, little lady. It's so nice to meet you. If it's all right, could you give me a name?" The woman smiled cheerfully and handed me a brand new wooden tag. That was the first time I met Miharu. But, no, it was nice at first. I have to admit it was pretty difficult after that. Since that village forbid my kind, I couldn't just come out and be like, "Hey there, I'm a form folk." In the end, I think we pretended that you were a distant relative of father, right? I'm so sorry about that. Oh, it's fine. Even if it was only for a little while, I got to live with you as family. And it sure was a surprise when we were found out. I can't believe I accidentally showed my wooden tag. I can still remember the face that the village chief made. His eyes were so wide. I thought they were going to fly out, like this. Saying that, Miharu widened her eyes to their limits. What? Did the village chief really make that face? He sure did. I guess humans really do have bad memories, huh? Sorry. Form folk actually have the ability to completely remember the things they hear and see. As in Miharu's case, they can even remember events from years ago as clearly as if they'd happened just yesterday. From their perspective, we humans are the ones afflicted with the curse of oblivion, or so I've heard. Curse of oblivion, another way to say forgetting. Form folk can retain their memories, unlike humans who are born cursed to forget things over time. Form folk who value their memories of being with their owners above all else only see it as a curse. I mean, to be fair, human beings also see that as a curse because it's like Alzheimer's and shit and just getting older and you start to forget shit. And like, nobody likes that shit. You know what I mean? Nobody likes it. I mean, like, most of the time, like, you're like, oh, right, I forgot about that event or whatever. You're like, what, that happened? And it's not, like, too impactful because you just got a lot of shit in your brain the older you get. But when it starts getting to the point of, like, you actually having any kind of legitimate degenerative mental disease, like where you have, like, Alzheimer's or anything, you know what? Nobody likes that. Nobody wants that. It's a curse. It's terrifying. You know what I mean? It's horrifying to watch someone in that situation, and it's horrifying to think you could go through that at some point. You know what Because, like, it's just... So, yeah, no. It's gotta be... It's being someone who's not going through that, watching someone who's going through that, is like form folk watching that. You know what I mean? Like, my grandmother went through that, and we have family friends who, like, my sister was friends with the daughters in the family, and my mom was, like, friends with the mother, and, like, when my mom was living in Florida, she, like, lived down the street, so, like, they could go hang out and stuff like that, and, like, now that woman, not my mother, but that woman's, like, going through this. She has early Alzheimer's, like, she just forgets shit. Like, they basically hid her car in the garage on her, like, covered it because they were like, she's gonna go drive, she shouldn't be doing this, like, and it's just sad because, like, it's not like she's 90 years old. The woman's, like, in her 70s, and that's not that fucking old to be starting getting dementia and forgetting things and, like, just kind of losing your marble. Like, it's kind of terrifying because you're like, and you can start even younger than that, and it's just so being someone who has, you think, most of your faculties together, watching someone go through that is like this. You know what I mean?
And good Lord, when I start getting crazy and forgetting shit, there's nobody that's going to make sure. Oh, dear Lord. Bird, you're going to have to, you're in charge. You have to make sure. I mean, like, and think about it, like, everybody forgets shit once in a while. It's normal human nature to just randomly. So, I mean, I guess that's even more pertinent, is like, she's like, oh, humans and forgetting. Because we are 19 and we forgot this thing about the chief, but it's like, you know, we don't have perfect eidetic memories. But we didn't forget our name. You know what I mean? Well, we might. Who knows who's going to have amnesia in this? Somebody's got to, right? Oh, anyway.
And have you been living in Edo ever since? Yeah, there are a lot of places to work here. Oh, right. I'm currently working at a tea stall in Castletown. You should come by sometime. I'll give you something on the house. Yes, that would be lovely. But Miharu pursed her lips in a rather dissatisfied manner. Is something wrong? You can call me Mimi like you used to, you know. You don't have to speak so formally. But is it right for me to call her that? I wasn't able to protect her at all. Oh, honey, I don't know what you're thinking, but you worry about things too much. We were able to see each other again after all these years. That's a good thing. We're friends, right? Mimi. That's right. That's how it should be. I nervously tried the word out, and a wide smile appeared on Mimi's face. Just being able to see that expression made my heart feel lighter. Anyway, where's Munenori? If you're here, then that means he came to Edo with you, right? About that, I wasn't able to immediately answer Mimi, who asked me that so innocently. 3 years had passed since Father died. I still wasn't sure how to answer in times like this. Is he not with you? No, actually, he died from an illness. Is that so? It must have been really tough for you. You really did your best. With that, Mimi gently hugged me as if to comfort me. She's adorable, and I love our best friend. We made her. She's our imaginary friend that we made real. She didn't pry for more details. I could feel a mature sense of kindness from that. If anything happens, you can come to me anytime, okay? I'm your older sister and we're family. Don't you ever forget that. I could do nothing but nod at those warm words. I love this. We now have new gal pal. So we can go to her and talk to her about the vessel boys that we're in love with, who are, inanimate objects. One is a drug, one's hiding drugs. One's basically a pill case. He doesn't act like a pill, he just holds them. There's another one who acts like a pill, but I'm pretty sure he was just an old man cane. Because they I think it'd be so fucking funny if he was. And you were like, yeah, nope, that makes sense. You know what I mean? Because, he's got to be something crotchety and old. And, an old man cane would make perfect fucking sense. Some grumpy old man. That's my favorite cane. And then, it's just... I can't wait to find out what they're all crafted from. Well, you know what I mean? Whatever. After saying farewell to Mimi, I hurried back to the Oniwaban base. Okay. I'm sorry for being late. I've returned. There, Kyoshiro and the others were waiting for me. Of course, I didn't think they were waiting the entire time. They had likely completed another mission before assembling again. God damn. Why can we not date the daddies? Kyoshiro was the one in the super hot fucking, visual K-band guy, right? Right, I think? Yeah. Well, yeah, because Miyagi's bro dude over here. Adorable bro dude, and then I kind of forget... Kyohiko? There's Hiko in his name. I don't remember exactly what it is. Is wizard bitch. Emo wizard bitch. He looks like an emo wizard. Doesn't he? Seriously? He literally... I'm sorry. He's just...
I love it too much. Anyway, have you talked with everyone? Yes, everyone seemed busy, but they let me speak with them. I forget their voices, but it's not that important. Good, that's good. That's the part I was a little worried about. Kyuhiko, oh my god, I was right. Then you've made your decision, right? Yeah, he was just bitchy. Oh god, but he's I love him. I'm sorry. I love okay, obviously Daddy in the Middle is my favorite. There is just you have no emotion. You're a robot and I love it. And I love sassy ass bitch wizard over here next. Okay? And then Miyagi's also adorable. So I would never say no. I wouldn't kick him out of bed. Okay, I'm just saying. But I got my order of favorites and it goes middle, right, then left. But I still wish we could date them. It's really rude. Really rude. Game. Why didn't you let us date these motherfuckers? We could have had 9 love interests. We've done it plenty of times before. Yes. Anyway, at that question, I remembered the events of the entire day. Though their methods were all different, I'd had a conversation with everyone. Now I finally felt like I could think for myself and give a clear answer. Huh. It's really interesting because you can't... Make sure to save when she says, I want to work. You can't save during the actual selection screen. I'm guessing the selection screen is different than the typical where it pops up and you have choices. It's not going to be just A, B, C. It'll be like maybe a screen where it's a fancy screen where you can when we get there, I'll be like this. This is what I was thinking. Now I finally felt like I could think for myself and give a clear answer. I want to work in... Okay, we have to save here. Okay, so... Okay, we can save... 100 will be our chapter 1. Okay. Okay, something like that. I was thinking it would be split and you'd have a thing left, right, middle. You know what I mean? It would be 3 tabs and you could tab between them. Not tabs, but you know what I mean. You'd have Samurai Town on the left and whatever in Castle Town in the middle and Entertainment on the right. Not like this, but something similar to this where it's definitely different than just the choice bubbles. Okay. So, and we want to choose a group to join and we want to choose Samurai Town. I love this though. So, Town of Samurai and Politics. Quiet district of samurai and daimyo mansions. Focuses on Tominari and Kunitaka. At least it gives you that, you know. Castle Town. Town of commoners and businesses. Busy district of homes and shops where commoners making a living. Focuses on Yoichi and Genjiro. Entertainment district. Town of arts and beauty. Flashy district of theater, brothels, and gambling. We could go work in a brothel. I mean, we're perfectly suited to that, I guess. We're a woman. That's all I have to know, right? Oh, no. I probably actually have to have skills. Oh. Focuses on Kinji and Otaro. Okay, well, we're obviously going to choose Samurai Town because we're trying to bang Kunitaka first. We're gonna, so. Here we go. Chapter 2, Samurai Town. Oh, I like the little title card transition. It's cute. And they look like watercolor sketches. I want to work in the Samurai Town. The day after I answered that, I was called into a meeting with those in charge of Samurai Town. Not only was Kyoshiro there, I also saw familiar faces like Tominari and Tojo's. I'm sure you've already heard, but she'll also be in charge of Samurai Town from today. You two will support her. Oh, also, I'm here for you. Please leave it to us. Welcome to the Samurai Town team. Spacey, you came. Glad to see you here. Same. I'm looking forward to working with you all. I really do feel comforted when I'm with these two. Okay, so I can scroll up and see chapter 2. Okay. The Blightfall of Samurai Town are strong. To top it off, there seems to be lots of trouble because of the neighborhood. I had lots of concerns, but it really is best when you have someone close to you by your side. Also, considering that there was work to do, I had asked Komame to wait in my room. Now then, let's start with deciding what job Spacey should be in charge of. Kunitaka and Tominari use their standings as samurai to complete their tasks, but you're a commoner woman. You won't be able to do what they do. No, but I could do you, and they can't. I mean, they might be able to. I'm just saying it's different. So... maybe we should get a little more familiar, if you know what I'm saying. What? He's hot! Stop it! You can't even say that if you played this game and you got here, or you met him, you weren't like, Jesus! Okay? Or, whatever, or I'm crazy, or if this is the first time through with the game with me, that you aren't in agreement that this man is hot. And they won't let me date him. Stop it! You're the perfect emotionless robot. I love it. Damn it. Ugh. He really does have, like, pop band hair. I love it. It's so great. Of course. Does that mean I'd be helping everyone from behind the scenes? No, quite the opposite. You'll use that to your advantage to establish a relationship with the daimyo's wives. So do I have to pretend to be your wife? Because we don't have to pretend. Listen, 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 listen. Are you listening? Listen. I'm not going to lie. It's not that Tominari and Tojo, there's anything wrong with them. But out of the three of them, this is what I want. I choose you. I want to ride this train, okay? Woo-woo, I'm going to hop aboard, okay? I will knock you down and ride you to the sunset. I'm sorry I couldn't keep a straight face saying that. I love this man, though, so... Oh, my God. You come here for this bullshit. You come here for the wildly inappropriate things that I say. Oh, my God. I embarrass myself sometimes. Please don't ever, ever play this for anybody. Jesus. But seriously, I love him. He's my favorite out of the three, and he's the one I can't have. So that's just disappointing. And I know what you're thinking. That Kyohiko would be my favorite from the entertainment district, but it's actually, I think Kinji might be my favorite out of the entertainment district. Don't get me wrong, I like our daddy in charge, because he is like a little weirdo wizard. He's adorable and bitchy, and he's got glasses, so I love him. But I actually think I like Kinji a little bit better because he is just an asshole. But he's so, like, beautiful. He's beautiful, but a little bit of a dick. But not like the, like, oh, God, I'm going to give you an attitude. He's just calm and whatever and just throws jabs at you. And it's like, you're so mean and I love it. Stop it. Insult me harder. I don't know. You know? And we're going to have to see about... Wait, we're in Samurai Town. So Castletown, is that the other one? Right. Because Kuga's adorable. I like him. I do like Yoichi. He's a bit of a bitch. He's our pretty little bitch. I kind of like both of them. I might lean toward Kuga a little bit more. But I kind of like both of them. So, you know. But unfortunately here, I'm going to be just drooling over this motherfucker the whole time. And like, many of the wives in Samurai Town have their ears to the ground. If they like you, you should be able to obtain plenty of information. I want you to accomplish a task that the all-male Oniwaban was unable to do until this point. Yes, I understand. Seriously? We could just put a little bit of eye makeup on you and you could just go, you're gorgeous. You don't think they'd tell you? Seriously? Seriously? If I was a daimyo's wife and this bitch came up to me and was like, oh, sir, you're going to have to use seduction. Not on me. You would just literally roll up, I have questions. Come into my bedroom and I will tell you everything. I'm just saying. Unless he was my husband, then I would tell nobody anything. I would keep all his fucking secrets, is all I'm saying. So. It really just depends on, like, which side of the fence I'm on here. Oh, right. Tojo mentioned something like this before. Hey, Captain, may I ask a question? In that case, what should Spacey's civilian identity be? Please, God, make me be his wife. It's unlikely that a wife of a daimyo family would ever meet with a normal village girl, let alone talk to her. Should we play it safe and let her infiltrate some samurai family as a servant? No. A mission where she'd have to stay with a target all day long would be difficult for someone as inexperienced as her. He's right. I'd definitely slip up. That's why we'll ever be part of a branch family related to one of you two.
I don't want to be related to them. I want to be Kyoshiro's wife. I want to be Mrs. Kawamura.
She'd be like, I brought a wife home. Why can't I? I mean, it's probably because they know that that'd be too. I don't know.
Branch family. The family of the main bloodline is considered the head house, and any households that separate from it are called branch families.
Branch family? That's right. Due to extenuating circumstances, I've taken in a girl from the branch family. Say that and everyone should be easily convinced.
Can you just take in this girl from the branch family? Okay, here's the thing. He's a vessel, so he knows how long I'm 19. He probably hasn't been around that long. Remember. Okay? Like Yoichi being like, dude, bitch, what the fuck? I'm a vessel. I was born yesterday. So we don't know how long he's been around. He might look older and be treated like a daddy, but that doesn't mean he's older than me. He could only be 6 for all we know. Because he ain't a real boy. So there ain't age differences. There are, but they're in extremely weird other senses of like, I'm 19 and fucking Tominari's 1. That's kind of fucked up. There is an 18-year age difference here. But he's also not a real boy, so I don't think we can really say like, well, my boyfriend's 18 years younger than me. Because, like, he's fully functioning adult and he is also an inanimate object. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, different circumstances here. So it doesn't matter how old daddy is, because I'm sure he's not older than us, even if he's supposed to. I say supposed to look it because he really does. I mean, there is something about him, the way they've drawn him, that he does seem a little bit older than Tojo and Tominari if you look at it. You know what I mean? Like, Tojo definitely looks a little bit older than Tominari. But, like, in a matter of a few years. You know what I mean? And then Kyoshiro does look a little bit older than them. But it's not like... Well, I doubt he's even supposed to be in his 30s because he'd have bags under his eyes and he'd look like he was about to drop dead. So, you know what I mean? But there is just something about him that gives off the aura of he's older than the two of them. Look-wise. But not old. So, you know, he's probably like 23, to be fair, because then, you know, that's how games do shit. Like, yes, I'm very skilled. I'm the CEO of this company. I've been in charge for 18 years and I'm 26. And you're like, I'm not sure if I can do math anymore because I don't think that makes sense, you know? Oh, anyway, that makes sense. It would also allow us to work together without causing any issues.
But we ain't gonna talk tonight. Who do you prefer?
Oh god, I have to choose? What? That's so sudden! Besides, is this something I should be deciding? This is normally the type of thing that Kyoshiro would decide. However, when I looked over at Kyoshiro, he was simply waiting for my response. He didn't look like he would open his mouth anytime soon. He could literally be dead right now. We don't know. This is what he looks like all the time. He's blinking. It's the only reason we know he's awake or alive. It seems that he had no particular opinions. Oh dear. What should I base my decision on? As I fussed over the sudden decision that had been forced upon me, Tojo looked into my eyes. In that case, do you want to be part of my branch family? Your branch family? Well, okay, so we are... Okay. I want to be part of your actual family. Because we're going to romance him first, so, you know, I got to throw out that line. And that's exactly, if he's your favorite character or you're in love with him, that's exactly what you're thinking. And Kyoshiro's not offering, so, like, whatever, I guess. Yeah, since I've been in Oniwaban for a while now, and they've established all the details of my lineage, there'd be no problem with having a branch family. We still haven't created a backstory for Tominari, though. If he suddenly popped in with a branch family, that'd be pretty hard to explain, right?
Alright, fine. I'll make one now. and then it wouldn't be a problem if she chooses me.
Wait, that's not what I meant. I'm saying that there's no need to spend time now making up a backstory for your whole family. Along with speeding things along and to make things easier to choose me.
Considering how my backstory hasn't been set, it'd be easier for me to match hers, right?
Yeah, that's true, but I see. The two of them already have things like their family lineage planned out. I can see why. It'd be difficult to answer questions about yourself if you didn't plan out a backstory beforehand. However, it didn't seem like the two of them would come to a consensus anytime soon. Looks back at Kyoshiro, he's just still standing in the same spot. In times like these, it'd probably be best to get direct from the person in charge. Kyoshiro, which do you think is better? And the choice won't affect your assignment. Choose as you like. Vessels have perfect memory, same as form folk. No matter what happens in their fake relationship with you, they'll remember it perfectly. I figured as much. Upon hearing that, Tojo gently placed a hand on my shoulder. I'm assuming we would choose him if we have to choose. Oh, CG! CG with Tojo! Hey, Spacey, if you're having that much trouble deciding, why not choose me? And not only is my backstory pretty tight, most people around here already know it, and that'll take some pressure off you too. He's pretty in this CG. The CG's pretty. The whole thing. She's pretty too. And not only... Oh, I already read that, sorry. And not to mention, Tomonari isn't the most talkative guy. I'm worried he might not be able to help you properly if you ever accidentally say the wrong thing. I finally got a cute junior like you working under me. Oh, you're gonna have a cute junior like me working under you. Never mind. Sorry. But yes, also. Personally, I'd feel more at ease if you're where I could see you. And would you not like that? Well... Tojo looked me straight in the eyes and asked me, looking slightly troubled. Not only that, he also bent down to meet my line of sight, so his face filled up my vision. Thanks to that, I couldn't think properly. What should I do? He's so close! Kiss him.
Konotaka, enough!
Oh! Tomonari's getting in on the ZG. Oh, I love this. I kind of like them fighting over me. This is fun. This time, Tomonari pulled my hand and hugged me close to him, like he was protecting me.
The way you're phrasing that's unfair. You know that if you say it that way, she'll have to choose you.
That's...
In any case, you're really only worried about me, right? I can handle myself. If she chooses me, I'll complete my assignments just fine. And I'll support her properly, too. Even without you telling me to.
Look at his little pout, it's adorable.
Don't think that I'll stay a novice forever.
While tightening the arms he had around me, Tomonari clearly asserted his position. I'm considering maybe going to a different district. Throughout their conversation, I was in a panic. What? What is this? Just what should I do?
What's that look?
It's just, you don't usually say your opinion, and so it was a little surprising is all.
That's not...
Not true? I don't think so. That's charmless even for you, pal. Anyway, I got your point. So would you let the poor kid go? She's frozen stiff. At that, Tomonari looked at me for the first time. I fit snugly into Tomonari's arms as he hugged me.
Sorry. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. And then Tomonari let me go as if nothing had happened. Ah, that was nerve-wracking. Deep breaths, deep breaths. Meanwhile, Tojo nodded like he'd figured out something. I don't really understand it, but... And Tomonari gets all fired up when she's involved. In which case, I'll back off. I can't do something that would prevent my junior from growing up. Then that means... If it means you'll become Tomonari's branch family, I'll provide assistance, of course. But make sure you have each other's backs and work hard. Oh, I assumed we were going to choose, and then that would say... Oh, no, that's true. Chapters 2 and 3 are the common route. Well, the common route for this branch, but I would assume that we choose different things, but... I guess maybe that kind of a choice is like maybe too what am I thinking? Oh god, I fucked up my guide. That kind of a choice is too oh shit, what the hell? It's probably too much. It'd be too much. It would be changing too much of the story. You know what I mean? Why in the hell did it do this? Oh, fucking A. My guide. I was touching it, and it took one of my tabs and turned it into a whole separate frickin' Chrome page, and I can't get it to go back into the frickin'... Oh, dear God. Anyway. No, I'm trying to get... Okay, well, I guess we're just gonna have to open a whole new tab. Like, it closed one of my damn tabs, and that's so annoying. Oh, dear God. My frickin' tablet's a pain in my ass. Anyway, yes, I understand. Anyway, it would be too difficult to have us go, like, choose that. Why is this not working now? Why is it not fucking working? I can't find... There it is. Good fucking God. Fuck my life. This is, like, so ridiculous. I'm sorry, I'm messing everything up for you guys, but it's just really annoying. I can't, I'll forget it's not there. Anyway, it'd be too difficult. It'd be too much different text, and the common route's supposed to just be common, so we're only going to have slightly different things that would change, so. Yes, I understand. It's great that we managed to decide at least. I couldn't decide between the two of them, so I was relieved that we reached a conclusion that everyone was happy with. I feel like if that was a choice that kind of came more to the end, then yes, you could have done it that way. That could have been like the final push into whose branch you were going into, but it makes sense. Then I'll be happy to work with you, Tominari. I guess we'll be relatives from now on? Oh. Relatives. And Tojo's like a big bro. Oh, they're going all sorts of family incest here, even though it's not real family. It's found family, but still. They know what I like.
Yeah, likewise. But how exactly do you treat distant relatives? Is it the same as family?
Family. If I think about it that way, it's a little bit embarrassing.
Yeah, I guess.
You don't really get it, do you, Tominari? When I laughed, Tominari almost smiled. I was here in Edo to begin with because of my meeting with Tominari. I felt a little strange to be forging a new bond with him. Hey, are you guys forgetting about me? Don't forget that, to me, the two of you will always be my precious mentees. What? It's the truth, isn't it? Don't look at me like that. Tominari's just so over his shit. Hey there, Tominari, buddy. Kyoshiro's not saying anything either. And then Kyoshiro, who had been waiting and watching over it all, approached the two with a straight face. I don't think he ever makes any other face. That's why I want to romance him. I want to see him make some other face. And he slowly placed his hands on Tominari and Tojo's heads and... Wait, what are you doing? He started ruffling their hair with all his might. That's kind of adorable. He's like, look at you two, but with the totally straight face. Like, what is it? I love our robot. Aside from myself, Tojo and Tominari were also taken aback by the surprising treatment. But because of that, the grim atmosphere was dispelled in an instant. It's not even like, you two. He's being jokey. He's just like, deadpan serious. We'll rub heads. Like a Is Kyoshiro trying to lighten the mood? I couldn't tear my eyes away from the unexpected action. Then, still ruffling their hair, Kyoshiro turned to look at me. We're just staring at each other. Kyoshiro's eyes were staring directly at my head. Could he be targeting my head too? I'm fine. Please don't mind me. Really? Yes. Captain, it'd be great if you could stop petting us. Oh, he could pet me all day goddamn long.
I can't see in front of me.
But he's doing it like a robot. Like he's like, I should do this. It's so funny. After that interaction, we discussed and decided the details of Tominari's backstory and mine. Now, the problem was how we were going to use our backstory in order to collect information, but... Oh yeah, I heard that Lord Tanba's wife, Chie, will be hosting a tea party in 2 days. Tominari and I did receive invitations, but should we take Spacey with us? We could use it to connect with the wives. Right. The Tanbas are a fairly powerful daimyo family. There's a chance that he'll be chosen as the next councilman. His lordship also favors him. Oh, shit! Well, you know what a councilman is anyway. Because, like, I hate that. And you can't log. This goes to the log. But this doesn't go to the index. So, like, that's autoplay, which is not what I want. That's quick save and quick data. That's play red. Not force red, play red. Like, it shows log. But, like, it's got log up in the right-hand corner, but there's no way to get to it. Not log. The, whatever. Fast forward, quick save, auto play. Yeah, there's no way to get to it. There's no way to get to the... I mean, I guess that's just maybe this is just the index. But there's no way to go to the... Oh, the dictionary. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. That's how I don't know why I was thinking, like, index is like the dictionary. Not like menu. I don't know why my brain wasn't working on this. But anyway, I don't know what the one we missed was that one other time. But there you go, councilman, a job title within the Edo shogunate. The highest ranked councilmen are directly supervised by the shogun and are one of the government officials involved in national political affairs. The other one was something like a businessman or something. You were like, well, you fucking can figure that out. You can, anyway. He must be pretty important then. As councilman... Oh, a councilman would be a direct subordinate of the shogun, right? That would mean he's a pretty powerful person, even in the shogunate. Can someone like me even participate in a tea party hosted by those people?
Well, we call it a tea party, but it's just an open-air tea ceremony, so I don't think it'll be that formal.
An open-air tea ceremony sounds way more formal than a tea party. A tea party just sounds like, yeah, we got tea, we got snacks, we hang out. And an open-air tea ceremony... Ceremony sounds more official than a party, is all I'm saying. An open-air tea ceremony is a tea ceremony held outside. Open air?
An open-air tea ceremony is a tea party held outside. You didn't know?
No. Spacey, do you not know anything about tea? I'm sorry. I was raised in a village, so I've never had the chance to... I see. Oh, well, I guess it's not really something you need to know in order to survive. Tojo scratched his head at my honest answer, as if he was troubled. But even if it's an open-air tea ceremony, it won't look good if you don't know at least know basic etiquette.
In that case, couldn't we just teach her? We have 2 days. Yoshiro, could you adjust the times for today's patrol? This is important to the mission, and I'd like to teach her the other things as well. You're fine with that, right, Kunitaka?
Yeah, I don't really mind. I have no disagreements. All right, I'll allow it. Apart from the tea ceremony, there are many things you'll need to learn in order to work in Samurai Town. Spacey, are you also fine with that? Yes, thank you very much. There were still 2 days until the tea party. And I would have everything regarding samurai families drilled into me. Okay, I don't know why I can't read all of a sudden. Now that we decided on a direction to take, we were sitting Seiza style face to face in another room within the base.
It seemed that this was where they would teach me about samurai etiquette and the tea ceremony.
So, first we'll have you learn the basics of the tea ceremony. Tominari...
All right.
Called upon by Tojo, Tominari readjusted his sitting position like he was getting ready himself.
Well, first, let me say this. The tea ceremony is much, much easier than what you're imagining. Basically, you just need to copy what the person next to you does, so I don't think there's much need for memorization. And as long as you don't forget to show appreciation for everybody and everything, that's fine.
All right.
Well, that's basically it. Anyway, I'll quickly explain what you need to do first. Then, first, let's start from the...
Nijiriguchi? See, they don't put, like, they tell you what a councilman is, and they tell you what a townsperson is, and they'll tell you what a lamp is, but they won't tell you what that is. The Nijiri... Oh, there you go.
Well, that's what the small entrance in the tea room's called. It's about as tall as your waist, so you can't enter unless you crouch. So to enter the tea room from here, you have to use your arms to move your body while you're sitting in the Seiza posture.
That seems... We have to crawl? What kind of Alice in Wonderland? That's... Okay. Seems extremely convoluted and that's confusing and uncomfortable. Okay. All right.
When you actually do it, it's like this.
Tominari tightly clenched his hands and, as if pushing the tatami with his thumbs, showed how he moved his body forward. Because it's only... Well, okay, so it's just a short door, so you're just crouching a little bit, because it'd be like your waist when you're standing, I guess. Oh, goddamn spam calls. Fuck off! I hate spam calls. They've been fucking harassing me a lot lately. For a while, there was none, and it was so blissfully nice, and now these fuckers won't stop. Anyway, I was enthralled by the smooth movement.
Spacey, now you try.
Oh, I'm in a fumble. Okay, like this?
Yep, good job.
I tried to recreate the action with awkward movements, and Tominari smiled as he nodded at me. Don't you buy my headset? There's no bird lines for you this time. Besides, you didn't even read them last time. Both my movements and my upper body were shaky, but it seemed like he didn't mind those smaller details.
But, according to our intel, the Tonba family also has tea rooms in the Great Room.
Has a tea room in the Great Room.
Tea rooms like that don't have Nijiriguchi.
Nijiriguchi? Yeah. Wait, then how do you go in? It'd be weird to crawl in when they're normal sliding doors, right?
Yeah, so in that case, we have to use another method. Aside from tea parties, there are numerous rules of etiquette for opening sliding doors. It's rude to just open them, so we have to use the Kiza posture first.
Posture first. Wow, I read that word.
Kiza is one method of sitting. That's the Seiza posture, but with your toes flexed. While you're in that posture, you call from outside the room. When you enter a drawing room, watch out for any edges or seams on the floor. They'll think you don't have any manners if you step on them.
Bert, stop attacking my headset. Stop it. Why is that?
The edges of the tatami mats often have the family crest decorating them. To step on that has the same meaning as stepping on a family's pride.
Huh, I see.
And the method for walking on tatami is...
But after he taught me that, a question suddenly arose in my mind. Huh, wasn't the tea party 2 days from now an open-air tea ceremony? For a tea party held outside, would I need the etiquette he's teaching me right now? As soon as I started thinking about it, it wouldn't leave my mind. For a while, I thought about whether I should point this out to Tominari. We pointed out. I'm assuming the green bubbles mean we got green romance is supposed to be for Kiyotaka, so. Wait. Kunataka. I can't remember names. Names are flying out of my head. Yeah. Because he's green. What color is Tominari's gray? Because he's wearing mostly gray. And I was like, I scrolled up and like to look at the colors. Genjiro's blue, Yoichi's red, Kinji's purple, and Otaro's pink.
So I would assume that tells you, like, the colors of the little flowers tells you who you got romance points with. So, obviously we'd only be getting green or gray, so. I really should say something. I only just memorized my backstory. If I cram any more knowledge, I'll probably forget it. Upon reaching that conclusion, I opened my mouth. I'm sorry, Tominari. I appreciate your spending all this time teaching me, but the tea party coming up is an open-air tea ceremony, right? In that case, I don't think there will be sliding doors or drawing rooms. At those words, silence permeated the air. For a while, Tominari looked around with a straight face as if deep in thought. And then... Well, it's true. At last, although he phrased his reply as a question, he nodded like he was convinced. It seemed that he understood. Ow, I'm sorry, but you have a lot of pin feathers, and I was just trying to help you get him out while he's petting you.
My bad. I was also waiting for a good opportunity to point it out, but... no, it's fine. He had your best interest in mind. Just let it slide. Tominari's been like this ever since he joined the Oniwaban. It's hard to tell what he's thinking sometimes. The day he was assigned to Samurai Town was crazy. We were greeting the samurai families, and this guy just suddenly waltzes into the tea room. I couldn't do anything at that time, so I played it off like, oh yeah, he just really likes tea parties. And that's why we get invited to tea parties by the wives of Samurai Town. Apparently news about his love for tea spread around. Is that so? Tojo has a really faraway look in his eyes. He must have had to deal with a lot up to this point. So, even Tominari had a time when he was first starting out. I don't recall that. Hey, don't lie so blatantly. You're a vessel, of course you remember. Tojo couldn't help but correct Tominari's nonchalant reply with full force. All right, you're getting way too fidgety. I'm going to get you to your spot for the last minute or two. You only have to wait a minute or two, but you were getting way too fucking fidgety and scooting around and being a pain in my ass right now. So, if you didn't want to read your birdie lines last time, you just go over here. Get. You go potties. What? I'm not yelling at you. Well, I mean, I'm yelling at you, but I'm not yelling at you. Thank you. Good boy. All right. You going to simmer the fuck down now? You going to simmer down? Honestly, I don't mind if you're fidgety. I mind when you're fidgety when it's like when we've been sitting for an hour because then I know you got the poopies and I don't trust you not to poopies on me because you's a naughty brat face. Because you's naughty boy. You's naughty, naughty bad bird. Oh, stop it. Don't bite the headset. You didn't want to read your birdie lines. You didn't want to read the bird lines. You don't get to bite the headset and talk to peoples. No, you don't. It's not about you anymore. You had your shot. You had your shot at stardom, Mr. Neelix. Yes, you did. Yeah, you see all those birdies on Instagram that we play with? Yeah, and you're like, why don't you love me like those birdies? And it's because you don't do anything. I'm just kidding. I love you more than those birdies, but those birdies are entertaining and you're just adorable. You're just lazy fluff bird. You're just lazy. Anyway. Tojo couldn't help but correct Tominari's nonchalant reply with full force. What's done is done. If I leave this to Tominari, I don't think we're ever going to finish. So from here, I'll carry on with the explanation. I wanted to teach her. We have no time for this, so put up with it. The only thing you need to remember is how to eat sweets and how to drink tea. As long as you know that, it'll be a piece of cake. Unless you open the door wrong. Right. I know how to eat. First up are the tea sweets. For an open-air tea ceremony, it's common for the snacks to be split up in single portions and handed to you directly. So there'll be no need to bring your own kaishi tissue. The point you have to be careful of here is that you need to finish eating your food before your tea. And you'll still be using the kaishi tissue you received, so leave it on top of your lap. Kaishi tissue? Yes, I understand. And here's the important bit. This is when the tea finally gets brought over. When the tea bearer brings the tea over, they should bow to you. First, respond to that with a bow. Then support the tea they give you with your hand. And when you place it on your left hand, keep it at around chest height. Tojo explained while pantomiming it out, but I'd never been to any tea ceremony before, and it was difficult for me to imagine it. Like this? I copied him and tried to do the same actions, but Tojo made a sour face.
Close. I guess it's difficult to understand from just gestures.
Hey, is there any teaware here? It'll be easier to understand with the real things.
That's true, but they don't keep teaware at the base. Fine, I'll just have to bring some from home.
Sorry to interrupt. How's everyone doing? And then, opening the door so hard it almost flew out of its frame, an unexpected person entered the room. Mimi?
Who?
It's Miharu. You know, of the poster girls for the tea stall. One of the poster girls.
Thank you for your patronage. You came the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, you always take good care of us.
Both Tojo and Tominari seem confused by the sudden intruder. I mean, aren't we all?
Spacey, you know her? His eyes, he looks so, he's like, you know her? So sus.
Yes, we used to live together. We reunited by chance yesterday. But Mimi, why are you here? This is the Oniwaban's base. Oh no, Mimi isn't a member of the Oniwaban. Will Mimi have to commit seppuku for the crime of knowing our secret?
Don't worry, I called her here. I explained everything as well.
Yoshiro? He's like, you dumbasses were trying to teach her about tea without fucking tea, so I called the tea bitch.
This is why we love him! He's the only smart one here!
I peered over at where the voice had come from. There, standing behind Mimi, was Kyoshiro. I was even more confused by the strange pairing. Huh? Then is Mimi also a member of the Oniwaban? Or is she a helper?
Is she?
No, that's the first I've heard of it.
She is not a member, but she is a helper. We've had her join as of today. Of course, we received permission from Lord Yoshimune. And because the Oniwaban's full of men, he thought it best to have a woman helper.
That's rather sudden. Is there some sort of reason behind the decision? I'm a girl, and maybe it's good for me to have lady friends?
Well, we heard she's Spacey's acquaintance. In that case, it would be more convenient if we recruited her into our ranks. Convenient?
Well, in other words, they considered the possibility you might accidentally let something slip.
Oh, I see. As someone who almost accidentally let something slip just now, I had no choice but to accept it. But how did you know that Mimi and I knew each other? I learned that from Miharu herself, of course. I sure was surprised. Dear Kyoshiro, of all people, say my beloved species name.
Don't you get... Okay, listen, you're my friend, but I brought you into this world, and I will take you the fuck out of it if you try to get all up on my robot daddy over here, okay? Don't even. I will give you some of the men in this game, because some of our boyfriends, I might have to date, but, like, that's fine. I'll pass them on. Like, it's okay. And you want Miyagi? I'll part with him, but I am not giving up this bitch, and I'm not giving up our little sassy wizard, okay? I know they're only side characters and I'm not allowed to romance, but don't think I'm not romancing them in my brain. Okay? Because, like, I might be playing with the kids today, but when a night comes, Daddy and I are playing in the sheets. That's all I'm saying. All right? Listen. This man's hot. You were talking about me?
I thought she'd be perfect for your tea ceremony, teacher. I didn't intend to make her into a helper, though. Well, that's that. So if there's trouble, you can count on me. Thank you, Mimi. But I'm sorry for getting you wrapped up in all of this. It's fine, honey. If I can help you even just a little bit, I'm happy. Is it the tea ceremony that's troubling you? My job is working at a tea stall, but I've also studied tea ceremonies, so don't be shy about asking me. Look, I've even brought teaware and tea sweets. Saying that, Mimi lifted up the set of teaware that she was holding with ease. Her reliability and deep kindness made me tear up. That said, I was really surprised when I heard what happened. To think Spacey would work for the Shogun. Kyushiro, you're in charge here, right? If you let her get hurt, I won't stand for it.
I'll do my best in that regard. We'd like to avoid a situation where we'd end up disposing of such an important asset.
Huh? What did you say?
Didn't you hear? I said we're going to use her effectively as a pawn for the shogunate. I love him so much.
What did you say?
Kyoshiro answered her calmly. In that instant, Mimi's face became as wicked as a Hanaya mask. She placed the tea where she was holding on the tatami and closed the distance between herself and Kyoshiro instantly. Oh, he gonna get bitch slapped.
How dare you talk about her that way? Treating her like she's just an object?
Coming from a being that was created from an object to another being who was created off an object. This is kind of funny in context.
Spacey has a special power, but she's still human. I don't know what kind of mission you plan on making her do, but you better treat her nice and proper.
That's what we've been doing so far.
Based on the way you spoke about her just now, it didn't seem that way. You were completely treating her like some lackey.
I didn't say that. But if I've said something to offend you, I'll apologize. I'm sorry.
No, he has no emotion when he says it. All things considered, you don't look sorry at all.
I'll make him sorry later. No, I won't.
You're always like this. You may say the right things, but you don't mean them at all.
Oh, now I guess the question is, should we stop them or not?
She's really angry.
Tojo and Tominari whispered to each other so the two guests wouldn't hear and quietly watched. Needless to say, Mimi's threads were bright red from anger.
I have to mediate. Mimi, I'm fine, so... No, let me say this. I've disliked his attitude for a long while now. This is the best chance I'm gonna get, so I'm gonna say my piece.
I love his attitude. God, I love his attitude. But I love his attitude. It turns me on, Mimi. She's like, what? You're like, did I say that out loud? Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did say it out loud.
It's all right. You back down.
When she said it so firmly, I could no longer interrupt at my end. I retreated in dejection and returned to Tojo and Tominari's sides. I mean, I know we're over time, but we're going to keep going until this part's over. Are Mimi and Kyoshiro possibly not on friendly terms?
I don't know, but Konotaka, you probably would, right?
Well, the two of them aren't on bad terms, per se. It's more like they don't mix well at all. Like an astonishing level of not mixing well. You know how the captain is, right? So from Haru's compassionate point of view, he appears rather cold. Yeah, but that's why I like him. And I will warm him up by wrapping my body around him and smothering him to death with love and affection. What? I will melt that marshmallow. It seems they've known each other for a long time, but every time they see each other, it always ends up like this. I see. They better not be any kind of romance between them, because I'm gonna... Listen. Again, I brought this bitch into the world. I will take this bitch out if she touches my fucking robot man. Like, I will trade several of our, like, boyfriends that I can date for that one. Okay? Listen. I'll do a 2-for-1 deal. You can have Otaro. You can almost have Tominari. I do kind of like him a little bit, but you can even take him. And you can take Miyagi. You can take all three of them. At least. You can have Lord Yoshimune. He's a daddy, but you can take him too. You can have those 4. Don't touch my robot daddy or my weird little wizard daddy, okay? Don't touch them. Just leave them out of it. I'll throw in Tojo too. He's not bad. I kind of like Tojo, but I'll throw him into the pot too. That's like, girl, I'm just saying. Don't touch my robot. Unless you're going to yell at him and slap him around a little, because that's funny. If you knew he was a vessel, Kyoshiro's wording might make more sense, but they probably didn't explain that to Mimi. But their antagonistic atmosphere was broken by an unexpected person.
Hey, don't we have to practice for the tea ceremony?
Huh?
You came here today to teach her the tea ceremony, right?
He wasn't trying to stop their fight, nor was he scolding the two.
As soon as they heard the innocent question, both Mimi and Kyoshiro turned around as if they had realized something. That's right! It isn't the time for this! Let's hurry and start before it gets too late!
I understand you may be busy, but we're counting on you.
It's for her sake! Leave it to me! Kyoshiro lowered his head again, and Mimi replied with a bright smile. The color of her threads were completely back to normal. They may fight, but they don't resent each other. I'm glad their relationship isn't as bad as I thought. After that, my studies proceeded surprisingly smoothly. I'd learned enough to enjoy an open-air tea ceremony without any trouble, and I could even understand why it was fun. There you go, perfect timing. I'm sorry, but the characters and the way they interact and just the random shit they throw in here is so much fun. Like, Mimi and Kyoshiro just butting heads is so perfect because she's so bubbly and happy and perky, and he is just dead. He is a robot. Like, he is the most robot of all our robot boyfriends. Like, it's amazing, and I love it. And fucking Yoichi being like a goddamn grumpy, bitchy little Disney princess is fucking hilarious. Like, Tojo just absolutely being like everybody's friend, but everybody is like, yeah, anyway, and they just ignore him and like, even the bird? Goddamn. Some of this shit is hilarious, and I love it. So, anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.